We got a big weekend coming up with UFC 300 right around the corner. We have matchups set to make history in the octagon. This is one you do not want to miss. I've teamed up with DraftKings Sportsbook, and we're going to bring you closer to the action. Right now, all new customers who bet just $5 will get $150 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings app right now. Sign up using my code SONNEN. DraftKings, the crown is yours. Stay in on the action and use your bets for DraftKings same-game parlays for a shot at an even bigger payout. Combine multiple bets together from the same fight, including total rounds and method of victory. If sports betting is not yet available in your state, you can still join in on all the fun with DraftKings Daily Fantasy and have the shot to win bigger prizes. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app right now. New customers sign up using the promo code SONNEN. Bet just $5 and you will get $150 in bonus bets instantly. That's promo code SONNEN only at DraftKings Sportsbook. All right, guys. Devon is going to take on Levon. Now, this is arm wrestling. This is East versus West. This is coming up on 420. I have a pen pal named Chris. And Chris has been smarting me to a number of the intricacies within arm wrestling, of which I believe that I'm a fan. But I did have my own producer say, hey, Chael, stop talking about it unless you tell the audience that you're still learning, because some of your fact patterns are off. And I'll say, like, what? Like, what is there for me to learn about arm wrestling? Two guys sit down. It's supposedly a battle of strength. Whether that's accurate or not, well, there's a battle of technique and strategy. I don't really care. I truly don't care. I just want to see who can get the other guy's arm down. That's it. The reason that you guys like MMA, those of you that love MMA, the reason that you love it, you might not know. The things that keep the lights on, that gets everybody paid, you would be stunned how few people know. Fighters in the business don't know. Managers, trainers, coaches, fans, pundits, everybody that works on the first floor, and surprisingly, many that work on the second, do not know what keeps the lights on. And that's confusing to me. But what you like about MMA, any of you that do in fact like it, you like, if I was to pause, what would you say? The punches, the kicks, the strategies, the athleticism, the submission holds, the heart, the grit. You like the conflict, and you like the fact that if you watch, you're going to get immediate conflict resolution. MMA works for the same reason that reality courtroom drama works. You have conflict, and then you have resolution. The same reason that people like MMA like boxing, or they like professional wrestling, or they like the court television example I just gave. And I say that because when I look at Devon Larratt, I'm looking at one of the greatest characters in sports today. Now, Chris, you're going to recognize that line, yes. But you're looking at one of the great performers that truly understands it. Devon Larratt lost to Levon. Levon is a Georgian. They're going to go and they're going to compete in Istanbul. East versus West, April 20th, pay-per-view. How did we get there? And how many arm wrestling matches have ever been on pay-per-view? Why is this the first one I've ever heard of? Is it the first one on pay-per-view? It might as well be, right? I mean, if a tree falls in the wood and nobody's there to hear it, doesn't make a sound. Well, if they've done arm wrestling on pay-per-view and nobody knew that, did it happen? It's a fair question. So what is it about this match? Why does this match have my interest? Did you know it's a race to 5, by the way, when you arm wrestle? It's a race to who can win. You got to beat the guy 5 times. I thought it was just one time, up and down. But now I realize there's a show there. And Devon, who lost to Levon, lost the very first pull in their first arm wrestling. But within that poll, he was also injured. Now, he gritted it out. He didn't tell anybody he was injured. He toughed it out. He got his hand put down 4 more times like a real man would. And there's very few of them. Very few guys out there on the gridiron that when they suffer a boo-boo, get up and finish the quarter. But he did. Never made the excuse. And now we're going to go and rematch them, but you have a 15-year age gap favoring the Georgian, who won. Going against the Canadian, our guy, who we're pulling for, because he's done competitive boxing, because he loves combat, because he's done competitive grappling. This is our guy. There's a 15-year age disadvantage against our guy, and there is well over 100 pounds of muscle. Now, what other sport in the world could you get a main event title rematch when there's 100 pounds of muscle the other way, 15 years the other way, a competition of that in the past where it's the best of 5, and the same guy with the age and size advantage got all 5 fast? I don't think you could do it anywhere. So how did Devon get here, and how do we beat the Georgian? And there is a way to go. There is a very clear strategy. There was an injury in the first one. How much does that affect it? Right? It's one of those things. What did you learn in that match? But because it's a race to 5, you now have a cardio issue to some degree. And I've done a lot of arm wrestling, and I've never thought that cardio paid me any advantages, but I also must admit I never had a race to 5. And I bring that up because Levon, the Georgian that we got to overcome, has had matches before where he has had to use oxygen. Where he does the race to 5, he wins, but then he has his coaches come over, they put an oxygen tank on him because he can't even breathe. So is there an opportunity where our guy, from a strategic standpoint, can just extend the length of the matches? Is there a strategy with an arm wrestler where you don't give them your best first, you just give them enough? Maybe you lose the first one, maybe you lose the first 2. Like, I'm asking these things, I don't know the strategy. But we got a way to go. And there is something big here, and there's something interesting here. We have conflict, and we're going to get resolution. But we also have a study in character development and marketing. And everything I know that's brought me into this match is because of the guy who not only lost the first one, he was injured, right? That's not an excuse for him. That's a compliment to the Georgian. The Georgian was able to damage him. Georgian's 15 years the youthful and 120 pounds to the right way, but he's not the one that brought us to the table. In fact, it's to the point where he, the champion, the Georgian, I have to call he, the champion, the Georgian. I can't call him by his name. But I know Devon Larratt, and something's happening here. There's a reason we're interested, and he's the one that got me there. I'm bringing you guys along. Oh, by the way, I started this piece by telling you that you like MMA because you like conflict followed by conflict resolution, to which you rolled your eyes because you don't even know that about yourself. But I also told you that there's one word that keeps the lights on, and only one. Do you know what that word is? Leave me a comment below.